Integration in logical learning.
Grade 2 CBSE Lesson 1 Introduction to Computer, prepared by Sangeeta Bose. Introduction to Computer. The definition of computer. Computer is derived from the Latin word computere, meaning to calculate. It is an electronic device and it takes data and instructions as input, processes it and provides the output. You can see a picture of the input device, processor and the output device is given here below. Now let us discuss about computer versus the human being. Computer works very fast while the human beings are slow in doing calculations. Computers doesn't take any rest while human beings need to rest after work. Computers doesn't make any mistakes while the human beings makes mistakes. Computer has no feelings whereas the human beings has feelings. Computer works on the instructions given by the human while the human can think and take decision independently. Now let us talk about the history of computers. Abacus. An abacus is a mechanical device used to aid an individual in performing the mathematical calculations. The abacus was invented in Babylonia in 2400 BC. The abacus in the form we are most familiar with was first used in China in around 500 BC. It is used to perform the basic arithmetic operations. Now what are Napier's bones? Invented by John Napier in 1614, it allowed the operator to multiply, divide and calculate square and cube roots by moving the rods around and placing them in specially constructed boards. Now let's talk about the differences between the engine and the analytical engine. It is an automatic mechanical calculator designed to tabulate the polynomial functions. Invented by Charles Babbage in 1822 and 1834. It is actually the first mechanical computer. I think we all know that what the computers can actually do. It can calculate any operation within few moments. We can even communicate with others in any parts of the world via computer. It can also entertain us as we can watch movies, listen to music or even play video games. Almost all the scientific researches are done by the computers. We can learn any topic with the help of network. Now let us take the types of computer and discuss about it. Computer classified into different categories depending on the computing ability and the processing speed. Mainly there are 4 types of computer. It includes microcomputer, mini computer, mainframe computer and supercomputer. Now what are microcomputer? It generally is the same as the personal computer or the PC. It consists of microprocessor which process the data and instructions. The parts of the microcomputer include the central processing unit, 2 memory unit, RAM and ROM, and I/O, the ports for the input and output. Examples: laptops, tablets, PCs, workstations, etc. Now let's talk about the mini computer. Mini computer is a medium-sized computer. It's usually designed to serve multiple users simultaneously. It is also called the multi-terminal and the time-sharing system. Popular in business and research. Examples: IBM mid-range computers and DEC, PDP and VAC series. Now what are mainframe computers? It is used for the bulk data processing. It is also called the big iron. Large organizations use it for critical applications. Expensive than micro and mini computer. Example: IBM Z series, System ZN and System Z10 servers. What a supercomputer? It is used to solve the most complex scientific problem, most powerful and expensive computer. The performance of a supercomputer is commonly measured in floating point operations per second (flops), whereas the other computers' performance are measured by the MIPS. Uses weather forecasting, emergency response in flooding, and is also used as animation and in playing chess. Now let's talk about how the computer works. A computer is a machine composed of hardware and software components. A computer receives the data through an input unit based on the instructions it is given, and after it processes the data, it sends it back through an output device. The input devices of a computer depends on the type of computer we are dealing with. Mostly we use a mouse, keyboard, scanner, monitor and CPU. First, the user gives input through the input device, and then the central processing unit CPU processes the data, and then the output is given through the output device. Now what is hardware? Four components of a computer system are CPU, memory, input devices and output devices. Now CPU is the central processing unit which makes the decisions, performs the computations and delegates the input and output requests. And what is a memory? The disk drives, CD drives, tape drives, USB flash drives. These are the kinds of memories that are kept, and it also stores information. Now what are input devices? The input devices include keyboard, mouse, etc. and also gets information from the user to the computer. Output devices including monitor, which sends the information from the computer to the user. First is the input device, then comes the memory, then comes the output device, and then comes the CPU. Now what are uninterruptible power supply, or the UPS? UPS is a hardware device that provides a backup power source in case of a power outage or blackout, brownout or a surge in power. A UPS provides enough power for a computer to shut down properly or remain functional during the outage. There are three versions of the UPS: standby, online and line interactive. Now the picture shows a battery backup power strip. Here is a block diagram of the computer. The input devices that we use to enter our data includes keyboard, mouse or optical mouse, trackball, joystick, light pen, webcam, barcode reader, touch, etc. And these are the devices which are used to enter the information into the system, and it controls its operation. Let's talk about them in brief. Keyboard and mouse. It accepts the input from a user and sends that data input to the computer. They cannot accept or reproduce information, which is the output, from the computer. Now what does a microphone does? It receives the sound generated from an input source and sends that sound to a computer. And what is the function of a webcam? It receives the images generated by whatever it is pointed at, input, and it sends those images to a computer. And what is an output device? An output device is a piece of hardware that is used to display or output the data which has been processed or has been stored on the computer. Example: monitor, printer, speaker, plotter, etc. Now let us talk about these output devices in brief. What is the function of a monitor? It receives the data from a computer or the output and displays that information as text and images for the users to view. It cannot accept the data from a user, and it sends that data to another device. Now what is the role of a projector? It receives the data from a computer output and displays or projects that information as text and images onto a surface like a wall or a screen. It cannot accept the data from a user, and it sends that data to another device. And what is the role of a speaker? It receives the sound data from a computer and plays the sounds for the users to hear. It cannot accept the sound generated by the users, and it sends that sound to another device. Now the computer memory. Computer memory is one of the most important parts of the computer. It stores and allows the users to access the data anytime, anywhere they want. There are two types of computer memories: main memory or the primary memory, and auxiliary memory or the secondary memory. Now let us discuss about the primary memory first. The main memory unit that connects directly to the CPU is the primary memory. Further, there are two types of primary memory, that is RAM and ROM. RAM, or the random access memory. RAM is also known as the volatile memory. It is in the form of a chip that is implemented with the use OS semiconductors. RAM can be divided into two categories: static RAM or SRAM and dynamic RAM or DRAM. ROM or read-only memory. ROM is not as accessible as RAM and it is therefore non-volatile memory. Once a ROM chip is programmed, it cannot be rewritten or programmed. The only changes you can make in ROM is at the time of manufacturing. ROM has three categories, which are programmable ROM or PROM, electrically erasable programmable ROM or EEPROM, and erasable programmable ROM or EPROM. Now, what is auxiliary memory or secondary memory? Secondary memory is a permanent storage device. It is non-volatile in nature and it is used to store programs and data when they are not being processed. Because of this, the data remains in the same stage as long as they are not deleted or rewritten from the user's end. A secondary memory includes the devices such as optical disc like DVD, CD and Blu-ray disc, magnetic disc like memory stick, floppy disk and the hard disk drive, solid state disk like the thumb drive, pen and the flash. Now, the other components of the computer include CPU or the central processing unit. It is considered the most important component in a computer, and for a good reason. It handles most operations that make it function by processing the instructions and giving signals out to the other components. RAM, Random Access Memory or RAM for short, is a computer component where the data used by the operating system and the software application store data so that the CPU can process them quickly. HDD, also known as the hard disk drive, it is the component where the photos, apps, documents and such are kept. Motherboard, there is no acronym for this component, but without it there cannot be a computer. The motherboard acts as the home for all the other components. It allows them to communicate with each other and gives them the power in order to function. Video and sound cards, two components which helps the user interact with the computer. Although one can use a computer with a missing sound card, it is not really possible to use it without a video card. Network adapter. Even though it is not actually required to operate the computer, the network adapter improves the user's experience as it provides the access to the internet. The software are of two types: system software and application software. Application softwares are basically easy to use programs designed to perform specific tasks. System software are those programs that support the execution and the development of other programs. There are two major types: operating systems and the translation systems, compilers and the linkers. Thank you for watching this video.